Hello. As you know, you're back on the favorite program, TALKSHOP. Or some people say they have become TALKSHOPians. The other day, somebody said, no, we are not TALKSHOPians, we are TALKSHOPers. Whatever you are, welcome to TS Man. As we say all the time on the show, truth crashed to earth shall rise again. And TALKSHOP, the platform where we tell it like it is and let the chips fall where they may. And a recent thing that we have introduced, because we know there's going to be plenty JANDAM. If you think it has, it's coming. But my promise is this. This is my promise. On this platform, we have said it time and time again, we shall suffocate the JANDAM with the truth, man. All right. And then finally, what time is it? And your great answer, it is nation time. It is nation time. Here, folks, before I start, this nation has really lost a legend. You know, we have made the legend so loose, you know. Even I am called legend. Yeah, legend. And one of the greatest legends, I call him, when it comes to entertainment and broadcasting, he was the greatest of all times, as you call it, the GOAT. When you talk about entertainment broadcasting, Emperor Mike Eghan, he passed away, I think, a couple of days ago. And I have to pay tribute to him, man. Remember back in the day, I was doing Thank God It's Friday, and it was hot and vibrant. Any interview I did then, I'm sure some of you may have heard it, that is, but where did you get the idea from? I said, I got it from the Mike Eghan show. He had a show on TV when I was a young kid. And I was so impressed. You see, one day maybe show on TV. So it was inspired by Mike Eghan, you know? And even as late as last year, when I'm doing a show, when I finish, he'll text me, I don't like the way you were sitting, or this or that. And it's brilliant. So Mike Eghan, rest in peace. And to your family, we are all sorry for the loss. All I can say is stay strong. God is in control. Okay? And today we happen to be doing this show. Today is Barka de Salah. The Muslims are celebrating the festival of Barka de Salah. Eid al-Fitr. Muslims are celebrating it. So to all my Muslim friends in the congregation and outside the congregation, let me say this to you. Barka de Salah. All right. So now we can continue with the show that I want to do today. Okay? And the first thing I want to talk about, I know they say something is now called the D Levy, the Doomso Levy. And I think Vice President, as usual, has been able to explain in detail what the D Levy is costing Ghanaians.
First, almost E Levy, Nayedi Aba. E Levy, no and then the Doomso Levy Aba. It is 8 times the E Levy. And then uto 1 liter of petrol, 1 cedi no betria. Uto 1,000 cedis of petrol, ubetria 83 cedis. 83 cedis as tax. E Levy no usende obi 1,000 momwa ubetria 10 cedis. And then betria 4,000 ubetria 83 cedis for fuel.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for that wonderful exposition. But let me tell you something, folks. The problem, and I said this the other time, go and check the last episode we did. I said, the problem with me was that there was no accountability with the E-Levy. There was no probity. And when I say we are collecting E-Levy, nobody accounted for any part of it, but we have collected it. So all I'm saying to people who are reading intelligently, we see John Muhammad and DC, you are also introducing a D Levy. Don't make a mistake and just throw it out there, say D Levy. Now for I don't know how many years, a D Levy. No, that is the wrong way. Please explain to the people of Ghana. We are collecting this. You have explained why you're collecting the D Levy.
Our energy sector carries a debt burden of over $3.1 billion US dollars, with an estimated $1.8 billion US dollars more required to finance fuel procurements for uninterrupted thermal power generation in the coming months. If left unaddressed, this situation significantly threatens national productivity and industrial growth. While we have devised a strategy to liquidate this debt and staunch the bleeding in the power sector, we must take advantage of recent gains created by appreciation in the value of our currency to accelerate the solution to our energy sector challenges. In line with the dialogue's recommendation to boldly tackle the crisis in the energy sector, Parliament yesterday approved an amendment to the Energy Sector Levies Act and a certificate of urgency, introducing a 1 cedi, Ghana cedi, increase in the energy sector recovery levy. This decision, though difficult, is necessary and justifiable. The additional revenue projected is 5.7 billion cedis annually. This revenue will be strictly ring-fenced to pay down legacy energy debt, finance ongoing fuel purchase, and avert the risk of recurring power shortages. The fund will be regularly audited and audit reports made public to ensure its transparent use.
Keep us abreast with times. It doesn't matter. So every 6 months, 5 months, I leave that to you. But have a press conference, the Minister of Finance has a press conference, say, this is how much we have collected. And this is how much we have put into resolving Drumso or resolving the energy debt. It's so simple. It's so simple. But the reason I'm worried, of course, the JANDAM has started. Even D Levy was not as expensive. This is a scam. Please. I don't know what is so American focus saying. This is not rocket science. Oh. Rocket science, there is a deep study of complicated theories and everything. So what I'm saying is not rocket science. All I'm saying is that be accountable to the people with absolute transparency. Trust me, if you are transparent and there's transparency, then the people will now understand and they will even defend. And I said, actually, yeah, can you but say, it's why you say, oh, they have done this. We were complaining, but have they done this? And then they will defend it. But if you make a mistake, like the mistake was made with E Levy, every shenanigan was pulled to create E Levy, but no explanation of what it was used for. Maybe you heard explanations, Mimante. There was no explanation of the benefits you go from the E Levy. So that's all I'm saying. And I said last week, and I'm just ending up on this note again, that NDC, if you follow the same old steps, now you introduce a tax net, then introduce the same tax net, we will come back and hunt you, like we did. But if you follow simply transparency and accountability, be transparent with what you are collecting and account for it. Let us know how you accounted for it. So for me, Charlie, all the noises that are coming, do so levy, you know, it doesn't bother me, and it doesn't surprise me. Guess what? If they had been quiet, I would have been very, very surprised. This is politics. So the end game is that you can get the majority somewhere and corner them and use everything you can, because that is Ghana politics. So trust me, if Bawumia has not said what he said, then I would have been surprised. Hey, Ampa.
And then uto 1 liter of petrol, 1 cedi na ubetria. Uto 1,000 cedis of petrol, ubetria 83 cedis. 83 cedis as tax. E Levy no usende obi 1,000 momwa ubetria 10 cedis. Omu and then ubetria 4,000 ubetria 83 cedis for fuel.
But it is natural. Opposition. And by the way, that's one word too that I hope the parliament, you do whatever you have to do, but get rid of the word opposition. It is ridiculous. Let me tell you why. For me, there's nothing like opposition. Let me tell you why. Because the arms of government, we know this from basic school government classes. There are three arms of government. The president is the executive, the parliament is the legislature, and finally the judiciary. You know that. So the government is made up of three arms. They make the government. Now listen to this. The legislature is a part of government. So whether you're a minority, whether you're a leader, whatever, what can government know? Under the NPP time, plenty of the votes that went through to get aid, wasn't it a bipartisan thing? So all I'm saying is this: let's move away from the word opposition, because that is what confuses the people, that everything and anything that is done, we shouldn't analyze it, we should just oppose it. And to me, the word opposition, I told you that joke some time ago. I check a crap. I say, they say the politicians were entering parliament, and just as one person was entering, the speaker was at the end of his speech, and the guy was late small. So the speaker was saying, all those not in favor of the bill say nay. So as the guy was walking in, that's all he heard was saying nay. He gave his vote as he was walking in. So when the guy sat down, then he asked the guy sitting next to him, the person who said nay. So he asked the guy sitting next to him, hey, Unia, na enekradi edeni ye opposui. It sounds funny and stupid, but that is the idea of what people think opposition be. Until you say, oh, me oppose. Why? I'm in opposition. And then later on we find out that it is about bringing borehole to your village. Anyway, that's just by the side. That's why I'm not comfortable with the opposition. I rather we have the majority, we have the minority, and the minority is there to keep the government on its toes by giving them excellent advice and correcting them where they go wrong. That to me is the role of the minority. But hey, me pamucho, KSM, me fina me buy. Ghana Day, we have what we call Sane. If you think Sane opposition, they oppose. So I'm saying all of this to say that it is not a surprise that opposition is in town marching. We are here to oppose. But for me, when it comes to taxes, and I'm very, very proud that I've been saying this for the longest time. And it applies to E-levy or Dumso levy or whatever the hell levy you call it. It applies that don't just collect our money. Please, just show us that transparently, this is how much we've acquired so far. Transparently, this is what we have acquired so far. And accountability, this is what we have used it for. So I'm just telling all of you out there, I know the noises are going to be coming and they are going to be even louder, but I'm saying that for me, if they follow the principles of accountability and transparency, I have no problem. But trust me, this chair is here. If I come back here, I'm on 3-4 months, and then still the so-called Dumso levy is still on after 6 months, and I don't know how much they have collected and what they have used it for, then you watch me, we get a problem. Because I'll come back here and I will run you down like there's no tomorrow. Maniabrio. So this is just a gentle advice to the NDC. My advice is that please, this tax that you have introduced, follow it up with accountability and transparency. So we all know. Don't keep us in the dark. That's why I was recommending that Kojuyanka should bring people to come and teach you some communication one of these days. Don't keep the people in the dark. Because once we are in the dark, I also be in the dark. So me, nothing I will say. I say that if you have increased it to fix the Dumso and to clear our debt, why not? And here's a very funny thing. Most of the people that are opposing this, they are wild. We shall oppose this. Most of the people opposing this, one of them suggested somewhere, but you say we have looted so much money. Why don't you collect the loot and then go and pay that? And it's the same people that from day one were protesting the loot. Day one held prayer conferences. Christ said, if anybody is called, don't show up.
And so if you are a former government official and you're invited by this so-called Oram, our advice to you from the minority is to boycott any invitation from the Ora team. We are not going to be part of it.
Vehemently opposed to recovering the loot. All of a sudden, the one Ghana CD on the Litano is so bad that why are we doing that? Why don't we just retrieve the loot and pay what we have to pay? The same people who you can never win in Ghana. So me, I've reached a stage where, Charlie, these things don't do anything to me. And let me show you. Because at the stage I'm on, and most of you can bear with me, if you're at my age, if you're not corona, you can tell something, that this is just propaganda. Or this is genuine, something will come out of it. But unfortunately, there are so many millions of people in Ghana, they don't go through that thought process. So it will take a very intelligent government communications team. And I'm saying very intelligent, because I don't want somebody who says, I'm speaking for the government now it's all insults. That's crap. It will take the government a very intelligent, seasoned thinkers to form some communication, to be explaining. It works so, to be explaining to people every step of the way what is happening. Don't you just explain, no, explain with accountability, explain with transparency. So all of you out there who say we are government communicators, I don't know what government communication means, but in my mind it means people who can talk to people and let them reason. Now, you foolish people. No! That's, the nation records, they can talk more crap than you. So if you go out there and you say you're going to talk crap, they will show you. They will show you where power lies. So me, I'm just saying this. People should explain this because JANDAM is so powerful. JANDAM is so powerful. Look at how the vice president has broken it down so neatly to make Ghanaians say, Paul, this is worse.
First, almost E Levy, Nayedi Aba, Umubeyi E Levy, no Umubeyi, and then Umudi Dumso Levy Aba. It is 8 times the E Levy. Omo Suswan yo. And then uto 1 liter of petrol, 1 cedi na ubetia. Uto 1,000 cedis of petrol, ubetia 83 cedis. 83 cedis as tax. E-levy no usende obi 1,000 momwa ubetia 10 cedis. Omu and then ubetia 4,000 ubetia 83 cedis for fuel.
Well, maybe in figures it's worse, but I'm saying that the E-levy crowd shouldn't have been cancelled if there was transparency and accountability. But there was no. Sick people were flown in on private jets to come and vote so that it passes. You know what I'm saying? And then that's it. Pacho, how much did he make? What did he use it for? That one is their business and your business. So I'm saying things must change. So JDM and your team, please do all you can to educate the people. Be transparent and be accountable for everything. And those of us who are here, we actually come and preach and say, hey, Charlie and Paul, the last 6 months, this is what they did, and they have been able to raise this, and this has gone into this. I'll come and praise you. But if I don't see anything, I'll come here. Massa. So media, I think it's because of my age. Sometimes most of these people, they're all either my younger brothers or nephews or to bear with me and just say me momo because when you're. But sometimes I think, as every young man or young woman does, there's youthful exuberance. And youthful exuberance means something you say emotionally and shout and then, but it doesn't actually make sense. So my appeal to all you politicians out there, and all of you who are in the youth and have that exuberance, but you tone it. Because the stage that we have entered is not an easy stage. I'll come back to that. You know, the politics, did I hear my own nephew, Dennis Aboagye Miracles, yes. You know, I was listening to him. This is a complete scam. The NDC has brought a scam.
Then we wake up 5 months into your tenure. You come and tell us that you have brought the burden of Ghanaians down. That is what he's saying. That he has brought the burden of Ghanaians down. And so we should, in the words of the majority leader, Mahama Yariga, Honorable, we should accept just 1 cedi. He calls it 1 cedi per. 1 cedi per. That's what he calls it. That's what he says we should give them. To fix a situation that was not there until they came. To fix a situation that was not there until they came to office. When I call this government a scam government, a settings and packaging government, this is what I mean.
Massa, we're in this country, Miracles, and you belong to a party. That party promised the completion of the SkyTrain. But money was paid. Was that a scam? We dug a whole pit of $58 million, which we knew before, said every expenditure going into the cathedral in Fiyebutum, 58 million of our of our taxes were used to pay that. Miracles, was that a scam? Remember Pualugu? That great dam that was supposed to have been built that is going to really help in boosting agriculture from that section of Ghana, of which I think 12 million was voted for or something, and was never built. Miracles. Was that a scam? Miracles. Patrol 1D, 1F. 1 district, 1 factory. A fantastic idea. But it never happened. Miracles. Was that a scam? For every constituency, you'll be giving $1 million. It didn't happen. Miracles. Nephew, was that also a scam? Or you want to use the word scam because it's not your favorite party that is in power. But Miracles, trust me, if you think about the nation, then your angle will be different. Don't shout it's a scam or say, okay, we are watching. You heard about the bear. That's what you say. Challenge them. Let's see. And not just you, all the people that are in the street and are doing so, blah, blah, blah. This is the challenge I want you to make the government. Say, Moju Atowe. Be transparent. How much have you gotten and how much have you lost? Well, because I'm talking to you. All the COVID levy that was introduced and people were paying the COVID levy, was that a scam? There was the emission tax, there was the boiler tax, there was everything. And I'm saying this, Miracle Patrol Chiniye. KSM or support to other taxes not supposed to be. No! It applies to every other tax that has been imposed on Ghanaians. And I'm saying the government should be understanding enough to make sure that they communicate to the people. COVID levy. And then this big, here was a Nigerian businessman based at the airport. You can go and do your COVID test. Me call US. I want to do my COVID test. My injection is with beer. When I came to Ghana, oh, you have to pay. money and do another one. Was that a scam? If we at the end of the day, I don't think, so I think the Minister of Health didn't even quite know who was behind it. Was that a scam? Teacher, the youthful exuberance in the heavy though. Producer, I haven't told you, when I was my younger days, I belonged to a club called the Student Movement for African Unity. We were always preaching Africa, Africa, Africa. I remember, you can ask some of the Prempeh College boys back in the day, they used to call me Obibini because I was so pro-black, But I'm talking about youthful exuberance. I was so pro-black. Do you know what we did? There were all these names at Prempeh College that were named after Abrofo. Ramsey House, Freeman House, Pearson House, and what then? And what did we do? Small phone. We went out putting the names. This is all colonial. Of course, we were whooped, man. We had to go and replace that thing. But I want to give you this as an example. And then Paul said, when I was a child, I thought like a child. I speak like a child. But now I'm grown, so I think like a mature human being. In my youthful exuberance, I spoke like that. Dennis, that's what I'm telling you today. I think, say, hey, this is a big scam. You should watch it. It's all youthful exuberance and politics, and that is how you understand opposition to be. So, me find idea. But I just wanted to alert you. Say, if you call this a scam, I'm asking you, I don't know. Maybe all the rest of the things you're talking about too were a scam. So, folks, all I'm saying is that, Charlie, and you people, they're all descending, listening to people, and when is JANDAM, tell them. The unfortunate thing that JANDAM has on them is that time will tell. So you can make all the noises now, after all, eventually, time will tell. And time will only tell positively if the NDC, you stick to probity and accountability. TALKSHOP, no. The idea that I want to rebuild the nation and change the mindset is the heaviest load you can put on yourself. I know. One of these days, I'll explain to you why I know, and I'll explain to you why I am so crazy that this resetting should work. Because guess what, folks, before I end, if, and I'm doing a big if, it's capital R, capital F. If Mahama and the NDC should fail, Ghana is doomed. Ghana is doomed though. One day I'll do a whole show on that, but not today. But all I'm saying is that if they should fail, Ghana is doomed. But as I say all the time again, we will rise and we'll talk and we'll keep encouraging many people to rise and talk and to do things positively. So that's the same, Ghana Benjamin into my papa. So until then, folks, KSM, I'm signing off in the same words that I do. Ghana shall rise again.